I go to SPRO, IMG, and if I go to the controlling, in the product cost, okay, in the sorry, we are doing the in the production variances now. So go to the financial accounting, general ledger accounting, and here we need to come to the product periodic processing and the integration. And the integration, we have the material management. And the material management, you can see here, okay, now the define the accounts for the splitting of the price differences. Actually, so we have to create, okay, so when we are using the costing based to COPA, the system is very clear that, so we have to make with the, so each and every production variant differences, like input quantity difference, output quantity difference, okay, climate variance. So there will be a lot of variances, okay, there will be a lot of variances actually. So we are going to be capturing, okay, so these variances, whatever the variances you are going to be taken. Hello?
Yeah, Mahesh.
Is there any audio quality which you are affecting from my side?
Little bit.
Right.
Yes.
It's not that good. It's some kind, sometimes it's breaking. So it's not good. But let's see, you can continue. We'll see if something is very disaster, then we'll talk.
Oh yeah. So now, so you need to, first what we have to do here is we need to create the price difference profile. So before that, let me go and log into the costing based to COPA, what the system is telling about the costing based to COPA. So if I go into the SPRO, AMG, and if I come to the financial accounting and in the profitability analysis and go to the structure and define the structure here. And here we are maintaining the configuration operating concern. So I'm just logging into the 1000. Now I'll go to the display. So here both the costing, now we have the in the cost based through COPA, okay, we have the value fields over here. We have the value fields over here. Now I'm selecting the value fields, and here if I go into the change option, there is the option which is going to be called as the change option is there. So if I click on the change option, and if I go into the change, I'll go to the value field. So here you can see the number of value fields. Okay, so here you can see here. Okay, the sales quantity is one of the value field. Okay, like this, we have several variances are also going to be taken. So there are, okay, in SAP we can take up to 99 is going to be the maximum number of variants. Something like value fields we can consider for knowing of all the cost and quantity related about once the goods have been manufactured. So we can also include the production cost, variable cost production. These all are going to be called as the variances. These variances is going to be occurred. These variances are going to be occurred. So during the period and closing activity, I will run a variance report actually. So in the period and closing activity. So what is the period and closing activity? So when the system is, when my production order is in work in progress, if it is not delivered, so what I'm going to do here, accounting, controlling, I'll come to my product cost controlling, and here go to the cost object controlling. Okay, product cost by period. Okay, now actual period and closing activity. Current setting here, there are nothing but we are going to be taking the define the percentage of the overhead rates and the quantity based overheads. Okay, so when we are going to be taking the overheads based on the cost sheet and based on the cost component structure. See here, okay, now what I mean to say here is there are two things we need to understand. One is, okay, now I have having lot of components, I have the lot of material components with me. So now there are a lot of material components have been given by the SAP by the clients here. So now what they are asking me, and they are asking me to prepare the cost sheet. Okay, material components and the production component, there are a lot of components have been given to me now. Okay, now I need to calculate the overheads actually. I need to calculate the overheads on those cost sheet components. We can call them as the cost sheet components. Cost sheet components actually. So now, before I start doing the calculating of the cost sheet components, okay, you have given nearly about 20 to 25 cost sheet components you have been given, and you are asking me to calculate the overheads on those. So now out of these 25 cost sheet components, so now I need to ask the client, what are all the cost sheet components which we have the fixed percentage? One is very, very important, which we have the fixed percentage. And what are all the cost sheet components you are taking under the rate, not under the component, not under the percentage. We can call them as a, we cannot treat them as a percentage. We can treat them as a rate. There will be some fixed rate will be given by the client actually for components now. Now, when I got this cost sheet components, when I got this 25 cost sheet components, the client has bifurcated. These are the 15 cost sheet components are based on the percentage. Okay, that is going to be the fixed percentage, and the remaining 10 are going to be the rate based on the rate now. So now what I have to do here? So I need to prepare the cost sheet. I need to prepare only the cost sheet where for only for the 15 components, only for the cost sheet. Cost sheet is completely different. Cost component structure is very, very important for us. Now I need to create the cost sheet with the 15 components with a fixed percentage rate. So I'll go into the SAP and I'll maintain the overhead rates, and all this percentage will go and credit to your cost center. And the remaining 10 which you are maintaining as a rate, I have to go through the cost component structure, not through the cost sheet. Because in the cost sheet, we cannot maintain the rate. Only in the cost sheet, you can maintain the percentage. So what I will do, I'll use the template method and I will maintain these particular 10 components in cost sheet components. So if I go into the SAP here, so SPRO, IMG, controlling, product cost controlling, product cost planning, basic settings, and here we have the cost sheet here. If I go to the overheads, so I'll discuss you in the last class also, here we have the cost sheet. Here in the cost sheet, I'll go based on the percentage of the calculating of the overheads. But when the percentage is not calculated, when you want the client to be treated, the cost sheet has to be treated based on the fixed rate. Means I'll go with the cost component, because your BOM, whatever the BOM you're going to be creating, the BOM is the component which contains the list of the materials. So it contains the semi-finished goods and the finished goods actually. So the BOM, the quantity of the BOM is going to be divided by the percentage, the quantity of the rate which you're going to be taking over here. Okay. So what I will do, I'll create one cost component structure, and that cost component structure may contain several components. You can see here. This is the, okay, here we don't have. I've taken the last class one cost component structure. Okay, F1. Okay, yeah. So I'm taking one cost component structure. So here in this cost component structure, I can create those, okay, direct labor, okay, material cost, what is the clean cost, what is the labor cost, what is the machine cost, okay, everything I'm going to be treating all the cost over here, not in the percentage. Percentage will be taken care by the cost sheet, and the rates you are maintaining over here, because this is going to be at the component level, not at the item level. So in this process, whatever the variances you are going to be getting. So now, whatever the variances you are going to be getting here. So here there is a concept called as overheads. Come to the K0I2 for calculating of overheads or the cost sheet components, and for the collective processing of your maintaining of the cost sheet. So I'll go to the 8000, press enter. Now, what is the order you are going to be taking for the calculating of overhead? So if I want to know what is my order number, go to the CO03. CO03 is the transaction code, and I'll take the same. I'll take the same production weight. I'll take the same. Now, if it's a production order.
Oh, production order. Okay.
Yeah, production order. Okay, in the production order, if I go and click on the control. If I go and click on the control, here you need to maintain that cost sheet here. See here, very, very important. Here you need to maintain the cost sheet. Very, very important. Based on the cost sheet, you are going to be doing the calculating, and this is based on the percentage. And we have the cost component structure. Cost component structure is completely different with the cost sheet over here. Now, if I go to the and if I go to the cost, and if I click on analysis, and if I click on the analysis, here we have the cost component split is there. See here, cost component split is there here. If I click on the cost here, they are not maintained here. If I click on the cost component structure, I'm going to be the version. So this is what exactly the cost component structure here. You can see here. Now, whatever the cost component I have maintained, okay, not based on the cost sheet. I'm talking about the cost component structure. Okay, now here, this is completely based on the BOM, okay, bills of material you're going to be taking. Okay, now here you can see this is my cost component. Okay, you can see here. Let me go and log into the cost component also /o SPRO. IMG. Once again, please don't mind anything. Just okay, always I'm going to each and every part. Okay, navigation path. Okay, because this is very, very important, so that I'm just going and logging to each and every component to make you yourself understand in a better way. Okay, so okay, now these all are going to be called as the cost sheet components. Okay, you can see here these all are going to be called as my cost sheet components. Okay, so now I'll scroll down. So I'll just go to the organizational assignment. So these are going to be company codes. Okay, you can see here, these are going to be my company codes. Okay, all the company codes have been maintained here. Now, if I go into the cost sheet component, okay, so if I select the F1, I think it is F2, yeah. Not maintained here, 1 second. Yes. Okay, so if I go into the material, okay, so we can see over here, okay, all these cost sheets or components are going to be coming from the cost component structure. You can see this is the cost component. Okay, these are the cost components. You can see the number of cost components you have maintained here, and here this is what the value, the overall value, and this is going to be the fixed value, and this is the variable value. You can see these are the based on the cost component structure. Now, if I just go back one step back, and if I see the cost sheet is also maintained over here, okay, the cost sheet is also maintained over here. You can see the cost sheet is also maintained here. Now, if I go into the go to, and if I click on the cost, and if I go and see the analysis over here, okay, now here you can see the total analysis of the cost here. Okay, we can see the total analysis of the cost over here. Now, this is what exactly the target cost, which is going to be called as a target cost, and this is the actual cost, and we are going to be seeing here. Target cost is nothing but your preliminary cost. Okay, target cost is nothing but your preliminary cost. You are taking the preliminary cost over here, and this preliminary cost is nothing but, okay, before you start doing the manufacturing, before the components are going to be, before you finalize the actual cost components, mean to say that activities. Means, okay, these are the activities I am going to be using for the manufacturing of this product. So labor cost, indirect labor cost, okay, so machine cost, production setup, everything. So before you confirm the activities, okay, so what the SAP is asking you, if you want to know what is your planned cost and what is your actual cost. So what I'm going to do here, I'm preparing two costing variants actually. So one costing variant is going to be called as planned variant. So here you can see here costing variant, planned costing variant, and the second one is going to be called as actual here. So when I go into the plan, this is what exactly your preliminary cost estimation. I need to consider the preliminary cost estimation here. So there will be a standard cost estimation and the preliminary cost estimation. Preliminary cost estimation will give the planned cost, which is going to be called as the planned, and the actual cost estimation will give the actual cost after you do the standard cost estimation. Now, where you will maintain this preliminary cost estimation. So if I go into the SAP here, so once you calculated the overheads, now if I go into the SAP, if I go into the material cost estimation with the quantity structure, and if I go into the material cost, oh my God, sorry, I'm extremely sorry. So if I go into the cost object controlling, So in this cost object controlling, you are going to be calculating the actual cost of the product. Okay. So the product cost planning is completely planning you're maintaining, but the actual cost will be coming out from the cost object planning. And if I go into the period or something like order, whatever may be, now if I go into the manufacturing orders, now here you have the variance. You can see here. Check the costing variant for the manufacturing order PP and check the valuation variant for the manufacturing order here. So if I come to the costing variant for the manufacturing order, now here in this costing variant, you see the PY01 and PYZ02. So here there are the two here. So PY01 and another one is going to be PYZ02. This is what one costing variant I have maintained it for the plant, which is going to be called for the preliminary cost estimation, and the second one which I am going to be using PYG2. PYG2 is nothing but product cost planning based on the actuals. Product cost planning based on the actuals over here. Now let me go into the first one, planning. Planning is always will be done before you start the production actually. So I'll go to the PY01, PYG1. See here, the same plant costing variant have been assigned in my production in my production order. So now if I double click on it, now there is a costing type is there and there is the valuation variant is there. Now if I go into the controls and select the costing type, now here in the costing type, I have selected as a 06. 06 nothing but it is going to be called as a planned order plan. Okay, so production cost plan, which is going to be based on the plan. It is not based on the actuals. You can see here production order planned. Okay, so planned price, based on the planned price I'm going to be taking, and the valuation variant I'm taking it as a planned price only. Okay, production order which is going to be called as a plan. This all the plan, whatever the planning you are making before you start the production, this is called as a preliminary cost estimation. You're not doing the actual cost estimation. This is what exactly the preliminary cost estimation. Now, when I go into the actuals here, when I go and select the actuals, which is going to be called as the PY02, this is what exactly the actual production cost actual and the production cost planning. Okay, you can go into the assignment and here, whatever the cost component structure you have created earlier. Okay, let me also open. Okay, whatever the cost component structure you have created. So now you can see here, those are going to be called as the cost component structures. You can see here. Now I'll go to the cost components. /O SPRO IMG controlling product cost controlling product cost planning basic settings for the material cost, and here this is what exactly cost component structure. Okay, now this is what exactly the cost component structure. Now this is what exactly the cost component structure you have seen here. These cost component structures are getting assigned to your actuals. So you are going to be seeing the actuals and what are all the cost component structure. If for example, if your company is using a cost component structure for the company code 1710. Now let me go and see here. Okay, so this is the cost component structure 19. Okay, now I'll go to the cost component structure 19. Yeah, here it is. Okay, you can see here cost component structure 19. Okay, now you can see here the company code is 1000. Okay, the plant is 1000, and here I am assigning the cost component structure which is going to be called as the 19. Okay, what is the cost component structure name? It is going to be the CCS_W8. Okay, now I'm selecting the 19. Now I'll double click on the cost components with attributes. You can see these are going to be the attributes. I have taken only 4 cost components. One is the material, manufacturing, sales and distribution, overheads, and the activity. I have taken only these 4. Okay, but this same cost component structure. Okay, now if I go into the cost component assignment here, if I click on the assignment here, see here this cost component structure, you can see here the 19 has been assigned to the plus. What do you mean by plus? Means it is assigned to all the company codes. It is all assigned to all the company codes, not specifically to one company code. It has been assigned to all the company codes. If you give the plus, but if you want to maintain only for specific company code, now you can give like this. Okay, 1710 only Y1 is the cost component structure you are assigning only to one company code. So now my question here is why we should assign to all the company codes? Why? Because if number of company codes are assigned to one controlling area, one more time I'm explaining. If number of company codes are assigned to one controlling area, then it is mandatory that you have to assign all the company codes to one single costing variant. Okay, so here you can see here. So this is what exactly 19 is going to be a cost component structure, and this cost component structure you are assigning to the multiple company codes. No, Mahesh, we don't have this kind of requirement. Every company code there is a different cost component structure actually. Then in that case, if you want to split the cost component structure based on the company code level, then go to the new entry and you can maintain for whichever the company codes the cost component structure is there, you can maintain here like this individually. You can maintain this individual, and the same cost component structure now is maintained where? The same cost component structure is maintained in the costing variant. You can see this is the costing variant. Okay, if I go into the PY02, PYG2, if I go into the PY02, if I go into the assignment here, if I go into the assignment, I can see here there is an option called as the create option. Now in this create option, okay, in this create option, just it is locked. So there will be new entry. So now you can see here cost component structure. See, indirectly I'm going to the cost component structure. So which cost component structure you want to maintain? So that cost component structure, what I will do, I will assign to my company code. So to my costing variant, and this costing variant, what I will do, I will take this costing variant and I will maintain here. Where I will maintain here in the actual cost variant in the production order. See here in the production order, I will assign in the production order. So based on this assignment, okay, once your production order has been successfully completed and it is completely delivered, now I can go to and I can click on cost, and here there is a cost component split is there here. Now if I click on the cost component split, I can see the total cost component split to my company code. You can see here these are going to be called as cost component splits, which are happening based on your production wise. So what are the production overheads, what are the miscellaneous overheads, okay, something like you'll get a third party, okay, you can get the personal time. These are going to be called as your cost components, which is directly linking to your production order. Is it clear?
Kind of.
Yeah. Prem, Venkat, everybody.
Yep, good for me, Prem.
It's kind of, I need to listen to it once more to totally understand.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
have to listen to it once more. I will listen to the recording.
Mahesh, I want to understand the whole flow. So you explained things because this is not really easy to
Yes.
solve for us, right? So that's what we are thinking to have another go through. But my point here is if we can have some kind of steps, right? That what we need to go through one by one. Is there any?
Yeah.
So
No,
before, right,
what I
before
think
we
here,
going to assign, right? I see there is a lot of assignment, and there is connection with materials and product cost. It's not like very simple to understand, which I see in COPA.
see, I can tell you one thing. SAP FICO consultant can be treated as a CO consultant when he knows the product cost controlling. Very frank, I'm telling. Okay. Now, actually, most of the companies, they are only looking out for a consultant who is expertise in the product cost controlling actually. Okay, so you are going to be treated as a controlling consultant. Okay, when I'm going to take you as a controlling consultant, so you will be treated as a product cost controlling consultant actually. So one thing, if you, okay, this, whatever the figures I'm putting on the desktop actually, so maybe you should have a knowledge on the cost accounting, or you have maybe you know about the business process thoroughly, so that how the cost is going to be triggered, what type of cost is going to be triggered, then it will be easy for you to understand. But here, what I'm showing here, I'm explaining the complete links actually. See, where is the cost sheet is maintained? Okay, why the cost sheet is maintained? The cost sheet, why? Okay, when I go to the cost sheet, where we'll maintain this cost sheet? So the cost sheet has to be always maintained in the production order. Why? Because see, once this is going to be the cycle actually, this is going to be the cycle. Once I procure the raw material, once raw material has been procured, now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do the goods issue. I'm going to do the goods issue. What is the goods issue? Goods issue is nothing but, say, once you are goods have been confirmed. So I'm going to be issuing the goods to my production. Okay, so raw material consumption account is getting debited, and my balance sheet account, that is raw material inventory account, is getting credited. So this is what exactly you called it as the consumption. So you are sending the goods to the consumption. Once the goods have been sent to the consumption here, okay, now we need to confirm the activities. We need to confirm the production activities. Production activities. So what are the production activities? So now your PP consultants, what they will do here, your PP consultant, they will confirm. Now you got all the material. So for creating of this particular product, okay, which product you are talking here? This is the final product actually. So for the manufacturing of this particular product, so this product is going to be called as your finished product. So what my production people are going to do, whatever the planned orders you have created, they are converting to the actual orders. So this actual order, what we are going to do, we are manufacturing this material actually. We are manufacturing this material. This material is called as a finished product actually. So if I go into the material, this is the material actually. Okay, if I go into the material, this is going to be called as the finished product, which is going to be called as the standard finished product. Okay, this product we are manufacturing for this particular product. Now, what is the reference? So we have taken the component which is going to be called as the BOM. So this is called as the BOM. So we have created a BOM for this particular material, and this BOM contains about the raw material. There are two raw materials are there, and there are two semi-finished goods are there. There are two semi-finished goods are there. You can see here. So this is the BOM. So once your BOM has taken the reference, and these are the operations you're performing. Operations are nothing but work centers. So in the operations, if I double click on the work centers, so what are all the activities you're confirming? Production setup, machine, and the labor. Machine and the labor. So once these activities are confirmed, what is happening here? Once these activities are confirmed by your production people, so what happened here? Now your production order is one of the object. Your production order will become the debit, and your cost centers are going to be the credit. There will be no accounting entry. This is what exactly the system is. Cost center will become the credit. So once you confirm your production order, once your orders have been confirmed with the activities, these are the activities which are going to be required. So once the activities are confirmed, okay, these are the three activities. They say your production people are telling us, hey, Rahul, these are the three activities we are going to be confirmed. So normally, how many activities we can take in one production order? Maximum 6. Very, very important. Maximum is going to be the 6. Minimum is going to be the 1 or 2, whatever maybe. Maximum, how many activities we can confirm in one production order? 6 activities are getting confirmed. So here I have taken only the 3 activities. Here I have taken only the 3 activities. Now this is what exactly my production order. This is what exactly my production order. If I go into the costing, you can see here. Okay, this is the cost center. This is what exactly the cost center. Okay, cost center. Now, this is what exactly I'm going to be taking it as my cost center from the overhead calculation. So this cost center will become the credit, and your production order will become the debit once you confirm the activities. So this production setup activity, I have taken it as a 3 manual, and it is working based on the activity units, which is going to be called the minutes, and machine is also working on minutes, and labor is also working on the minutes here. Labor is also working on minutes. So these are the 3 activities have been confirmed. So once the production order has been confirmed, now what happening here? Now I'll go back and make sure that now your production order has been maintained with the valuation variant and the actual cost variant in the production order. Why? Because this is very, very important. Why? Because whatever the cost components you have taken, okay, whatever the cost components you are taken here, these cost components, okay, you are assigning to the particular valuation structure. If you see here, this is my cost component. This is what exactly my cost component. I have created one cost component for the particular material. Okay, so if I go and see one particular, okay, if I go and see one particular here, so I'm just looking out for these are the cost components. Okay, material with one of the cost component, manufacturing, sales order, everything. So this particular cost component, what I'm going to do, I'm creating one variant here. So I'm creating one valuation variant. So I'm creating one valuation variant. So there will be two valuation variants you are creating. One is the preliminary purpose, which is going to be called as the planned. Another one is going to be called as the actual. Actuals are going to be called as once your cost estimation has been successfully completed. So what I will do before the goods is shipped, before you do the goods, once your goods have been manufactured, before I do the goods is shipped, means goods is shipped is nothing but cost of goods is going to be sold to the cost of goods manufactured to the change in finished goods inventory account. So before you send the goods is shipped, what I will do, I'll do the cost estimation. This is what exactly we are going to be calling it as an actual cost estimation. So the cost estimation is going to be done at two different levels. If it is a single material, I can use the CK11N. This will be done by the CO consultant. If it is a single material, I'll go with the CK11N. CK11N is the actual cost estimation. This is what exactly. So I'll take that material. Okay, whatever the material you have taken in the production order, whichever the material you have taken in the production order, I'll take that material and I'll give the costing variant, which costing variant you have been assigned in the material. Okay, if I go to the production order, okay, which costing variant I've been assigned. So this is the costing variant. So I copy this costing variant and I'm going to be maintaining here. Okay, so because this is the actual, this is the preliminary. I'm not doing the preliminary. Preliminary is always for the planning actually. So preliminary I will never do for actual cost estimation. Once the production order has been completed. So before you do the goods receipt, now I need to do the cost estimation. So this is the actual cost estimation I'll take. And this is what exactly, if you have any variant or you're going to be keeping. This is for actual cost estimation. But if the materials contain the multiple, okay, here the BOM, you're taking the material as a finished product. You can see here, this is the finished product you're taking. But under this material, there are several components are there. I cannot go individually because here I'm seeing 4, but in the real time, if you may contain 13 or 14, 15, 16 like this, you can contain a lot of BOM materials here. I cannot go single material over here. Now SAP, what it is going to do in the last class, as I explained you, there is one more transaction code called as CK40N. We have the CK40N. CK40N is for the mass cost estimation. Mass cost estimation. This is for the mass, this is what exactly we discussed in our before 2 sessions. This is for the cost estimation for your product costing. So once you complete this cost component structure, once you complete it, okay, actual cost estimation. Now what I will do, I'll go to and I will see the cost. Now I want to see the analysis of the cost. And here you can see what is the actual cost. Now here you can see the target cost is what exactly the actual cost into the planned cost, the target cost will come, and this is what exactly your actual cost you can see. So this actual cost will be reflected here once you do the cost estimation. Once you do the standard cost estimation, either with the CK11N or CK40N. Okay. So you can see the figures here. Okay. So this is what exactly you're seeing. This is what exactly the cost planned activity production order. And this is the consumption of the raw material. And these are because I have taken 4 materials in the BOM. So one material is going to be called, which is going to be the credit here. You can see here. Okay. Which is going to be the direct material cost here. You can see here. So what is the direct material cost? Okay, so these two are going to be called as the semi-finished goods, and these are going to be called as the finished goods. And here you can see what is the actual cost which has been incurred on each and every material. You can see here, and these are nothing but your overheads. Overheads will go and store in your primary cost, secondary cost element. This is nothing but your overhead origin from this particular material. So you can see here, these are going to be called overhead. There is no overhead calculation. The total actual cost is 67.83. Is it clear now? So this is what exactly the complete understanding the process.
Yeah,
of,
thanks, Mahesh.
Yeah, I have
Thanks,
one.
Mahesh.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so yesterday I downloaded one document for you, all of you. This is the SAP press release document actually. So what I will do after this class, that is the complete. If you go through this particular material, you will become expertise in the product cost controlling. I'm telling you, this is the SAP press release document actually. So I will download this complete document in your blog now after this completing of the class. You also go to the document from the starting from the starting means from the creating of the material master record, the document is very clearly explains you about the process and the understanding level. You can follow the document and you can follow my video recordings 100%. Definitely, I'm telling. You will be in a comfortable mode that you can do one project in the product cost controlling.
And Mahesh, for during our this process, right? If you want to see the report, right, which you're generating, is there any specific report we can see? Okay, this costing is showing correct amount or something where you have right now. So, is there any other reports kind of thing we can generate to see the whatever we enter is showing correctly?
What exactly? So reporting the sense is nothing but
Or something we can see. Okay, we posted those costs, and now we can going to see this report like it's reflecting the same. Is there any kind of reports? I just want to know.
I'll check your report because see, there are reports are there actually. So let me, so the from the production side I can, because normally we'll compare all the reports like this only. Okay, because we see the reports. Okay, everything. Okay, there are some reports are there. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, here we can get the report. See, sir, this is the complete report for all the materials.
So this report is on the basis of material we generate?
Materials, each and every material wise.
Okay. So we can give the material number.
Yeah. You can use this particular report, or okay, there are some other reports are also there, like a price and what is the actual price was the cost estimation. This is the actual price was the cost estimation. So you can also use this report also. But in the Fury also now we have lot many reports. You can see what is the complete costing variant run about a complete report of each and every material wise with the description you can see here.
In Fury, okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You want to ask some clarification? So you asked me to forgive 5 minutes at the end of the class. Okay. So actually there is some problem. Okay, actually I could not able to, because this is my another laptop which I have taken here. So okay, so this you can do the practice for today. So tomorrow what I will do here, because my complete laptop, I'm just getting an echo sound actually. So and not to tell, I'm getting a lot of echo sound from other side, even though I have been pushed out all the mute connections, everything. So, but even though I'm getting a echo sound, the laptop is not working. So, and any doubts here before we go for the next session tomorrow?
So this is Prem here. Mahesh, this is Prem here.
Yeah, Prem,
somebody else
Prem.
was speaking. Somebody else was speaking just now.
No.
Okay. So overall, now when is this batch finishing?
So this batch you can expect by next Monday, Tuesday.
So what will be the last date?
So I need to explain the material ledger. There's the one class related to one material ledger actually, and I just want to explain you the concepts of central finance. And I am going to take out for the workshop. Workshop is not in this because I'm bringing our previous batch students also in this. So I just want to conduct just like a workshop to explain about 1 or 2 classes about the preparation for the certification.
Okay.
And Mahesh, what about the? Is there any session for Fury you mentioned?
I'll cover, sir. I'll cover. Okay. Fury also going to be covered. Okay. So that is one of the topic I'll cover in the Fury also. How to log in and what are all the apps which are going to be required for the Fury purpose. I'll cover this class also in this current session only.
And are you also planning to cover anything with the interfaces with SD, like FI versus SD, FI versus MM, etc.?
I already covered, I think, no, sir. I already shown, I'm showing in each and every part. OBYC transaction code.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm showing everything.
Yeah. So, Mahesh, this is Venkat here.
Yeah.
I didn't cover a little bit on the without quantity structure.
Without quantity structure, actually, you want some classes on that?
A little bit, at least, introduction kind of a thing.
Okay. So let me see. Okay, so how I take it. Okay, I'm noting on this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just probably half an hour on that would be really good.
Yeah, okay.
So usually, is it when you say without quantity structure, is it based on intangible products?
Not intangible products actually. Without quantity structure, we cannot do we are not going to be considering the cost estimation. Okay, so we are directly going to. I'll explain, sir. I'll explain a very bit. For now, it will take about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I'll explain you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mahesh, there are two areas which you told that you will take classes
Yeah.
on.
Tell me, sir. Which one, sir?
On the fixed assets, one is return and one is transfers.
One is returned.
Yeah, transfers, fixed assets transfer.
Fixed assets. Okay, ABAUN. Okay, ABAUN is the transaction code. What is the next one, sir?
Next one was
Retirement.
retirement. Sorry.
Retirement. Have you? That is what I'm telling. Actually, the last time also, I think Venkat, you asked this question, huh?
No, I only asked initially. Also, I asked this. You didn't. I mean, all of us were there in the question.
No.
We're all interested to go through.
I'll cover, sir. I given this assignment to all of you. I think if you remember or not, I think you told that all the people told that we'll do this assignment, come back, but nobody has given answer to this question.
No, the assignment was different, Mahesh. The assignment
Not
was
on the retirement. I don't think so. We didn't get anything on the retirement, Mahesh.
Okay. I'll show the retirement. So tomorrow, do one thing, sir. Tomorrow, just remind me about this asset transfer and the retirement. It will take normally about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll explain the process.
that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and about the product costing, if you can just upload that document. What was
No,
the document?
I'm doing. By talking only, I'm doing now. I'm just downloading from the pen drive.
Because it's such a huge area. If you take it in half an hour's time and you ask us, do you understand? It's too difficult to answer your question.
No. I'll attach.
Also, Mahesh, you need to upload a lot of documents, Mahesh.
Yeah. Already I informed to Zerantech actually. They're taking all the backup. They're uploading all the documents. Okay. So what are the documents which I had to give? Okay. So already they're doing that activity.
So the workshop will be a separate session after the class, or
That is not actually. So that is my special interest actually. That is my not from the Zerantech. That is my special interest actually. So what I'm doing, the previous batches also they're calling me and they're asking me, Gane, what if they in the coming in the certification to prepare for themselves actually. So how to prepare and what type of expectations we can keep on the certification. So they're asking me, why don't you take one session on this workshop? Like, okay, so everybody is eager to wait for you to join in your session. So I plan to take
How are you going to organize that class through Zerantech only?
What, sir?
How are you going to organize that class?
No, I'm going to organize that class. Okay, so I'm going to send you the WebEx link. That's like what I'm going to do the Zerantech. Now, okay, so the prior information will be given to you 1 week before. I'll be given to the prior information. So, and you will get one WebEx link to you. Okay, you can join through the WebEx link. And here, this is completely just like a one-to-one. Okay, so you can talk. Okay, it's an open floor. So you can open the questions. And this is only not related to subject. I'm telling. The workshop is not related to the subject. The workshop is only related to the certification. What expectations you can keep and what sort of questions you can expect.
Okay.
Yeah, that is good one. That's good actually.
The sample question answers you told you will upload. So when is that?
Okay, that I know 20% definitely. I think 1 second, sir. Just sample questions, huh? Okay, I noted. Okay, I'll do this. Okay.
Also,
Mahesh, one more thing. The secondary cost elements, right? Not the primary ones. Secondary cost elements, internal settlement, project analysis, overhead assessment, internal activity allocation. So all these are same in HANA also?
Same, madam. There is no change.
Okay.
So one thing is, one thing, all of you, one is asset retirement, one is asset transfer. Okay, you're expecting one is asset retirement and asset transfer. And the second thing is nothing but you're asking me about the Fiori. Okay, so one more time we can go through the Fiori. And these are the three things I'll cover. And next for that, okay, I'm going to explain you about the central finance concepts. Okay, what is the central finance, how it is going to be working. The central finance concept is my special interest. Okay, which I'm going to be explaining you. And the last one, I'll also show something about the cash management process also.